be affixed this first day of May 2024, signed by your mayor, Lester M. Miller, Mayor of Macon-Bibb County. All right, Clerk, do we have any public comments on agenda items? We do not. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to the approval of minutes. This is approval of minutes from the April 16th, 2024 regular commission meeting. Can I get a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Bronson. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much. We have a consent agenda. That consent agenda says through items A through V, except I that was removed from the agenda. Any other items need to be removed from this agenda and voted separately? I is the one for AP's Hideaway that's alcohol license. You asked those to be removed, sir? Okay. You want that pulled separately? Okay.
And 8A as well.
J. And I want to do the mention on the.
So we're going to accept items J, the East Bank project, the 2 alcohol licenses that a couple of commissioners voted no on there. We're going to accept those from the record, and we'll put that information in the record on the numbers so we can move forward. Other than those items, we'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda that is explained. Commissioner Mayor Pro Tem Clark.
I'd like to remove 8A for a separate vote as well, the Old Bogey urging resolution.
That's fine. So it's consent agenda other than the acceptance we just mentioned. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Now we'll move separately on those items that you asked to be heard on. And the first one, I believe, was F. Okay. A resolution of Macon-Bibb. Oh, my bad. All right. This is a SAM 786 LLC doing business as Family Food Mart located at 605 Pinehorn Avenue, Macon, Georgia. Previously voted by a vote, I believe, of 6-2 during pre-commission. We're going to take a separate vote on that. That is my motion. Can I get a second? Second by, who is that? Commissioner Lucas? Got a motion by the mayor, second by Commissioner Lucas. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. And motion carries 5-3. So I'm sorry, 6-3. And next item?
Item G.
Item G is the Marathon 610 LLC doing business as Jet Food Store located at 610 Sherling Drive. I'll make a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That passes 7-2. Next item is J. An ordinance of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to dedicate the pavilion at Bowden Golf Course in honor of James Allen Jim Hickman in recognition of his many years of service and leadership to the Macon-Bibb County community. Commissioner Mallory Jones, you'd like to make that motion?
Yes, sir.
Got a motion by Commissioner Jones, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Clark, and you want to be heard from, Commissioner?
Yes, sir. Just want to make a couple of comments. Jim Hickman was a great American, a great citizen of Macon. He, unusually so, he taught at a private golf club, River North, and several years later went to Bowden Golf Club. I would submit that Bowden Golf Club still stands today because of Jim Hickman and his work there. He was named one of the top 10 most influential sports figures by the Macon Telegraph and received numerous awards, including NAACP's Service to Mankind Award from the Macon Evening Sertoma Club in 1989 and the Christian Athlete Award in 1996 from Hamilton Bowden Men's Golf Association. So just want to mention that. He was a great American and duly recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We do have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Going to move on to item U, which is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission authorizing the mayor to execute a preliminary development agreement with the Macon-Bibb County Urban Development Authority and Carter and Associates Commercial Services, LLC, in amount of $174,905 to provide for the initial planning and development of multi-use development referred to as East Bank to be paid from the Bibb Mill TAD budget. And who would like to make that motion? Motion, Commissioner Bronson, second by Commissioner Lucas. Lucius, that sounds like something I watched recently. Got a motion and a second. Would anybody like to make any comments on that? Commissioner Lucas, would you like to make any comments?
You want to? Okay. I certainly am happy to see this on our agenda and just am thrilled to be able to vote for it because it starts what a lot of people, especially the East Side residents, have been looking forward to for a long time. A lot of people on the East Side feel like that it's neglected, right or wrong. People feel the way they feel. And so this is an example of one of the things that's happening in the overall development of this community. And so I will be real pleased along with my colleague in the second district, along with three folks who are vying to represent that area on the next commission, to have citizen input, to listen to them talk about this, and then for us all to celebrate what is progress for the east side of town. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Howell?
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of this too, but maybe for a little different reason than Commissioner Lucas. This is good for all of Macon, not just East Macon, but all of Macon. And having spent 22 years of my life in Sevier County, Tennessee, they got it wrong. We only get the opportunity to get this right one time. I don't think people have any idea what the impact of 1.2 million new people coming into our town is going to have. And if we don't get this right to start with, there's no way to correct it once we're there. And I appreciate the fact that there was some time and thought put into who's doing it. These folks have had experience in other areas and they know what other people did wrong. And for us to do it, to go about this the right way and not be in a hurry to get it done. I know there was a mention earlier about affordable housing. I know in the area that I was in, that is a huge issue, and it'll get to be even a more issue when we have more restaurants and hotels and that kind of stuff. Those people, the biggest problem that they have is there's nowhere for their workers to live. So that's a great idea, and it certainly needs to be part of the plan. So I just want to say that I really appreciate us doing this and doing it right because, again, we only get one chance to get it right.
Thank you, Commissioner Howell. We do have a motion and a second. I believe, I think everyone joined on this early, but all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Our final item is V, which is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission urging the United States Congress to adopt the legislation known as the Omugy Mounds National Park and Reserve Establishment Act, sponsored by every mayor and commissioner on this panel today. So, Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem Clark, we'll hear from you at this time.
Yeah, I just thank y'all for allowing us to take it off the consent agenda and allow me to give you an update of why this legislation from this body is necessary to be transmitted to the United States Congress. Last week in the House of Representatives, H.R. 8182 was proposed, and in the Senate, a mirrored piece of legislation numbered S.R. 4216 was proposed after 90 years of drafting and civic advocacy from this community. The authors in the Senate are our Senators Ossoff and Warnock. The authors in the House are Congressman Bishop and Congressman Scott, Congressman Allen, Congressman Carter, Congresswoman McBath, Congressman Ferguson, Congressman David Scott, Congressman McCormick, Congresswoman Williams, Congressman Johnson, Congressman Loudermilk, Congressman Collins, and Congresswoman Green. And as of today, the chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, Chairman Bost, has signed the legislation as well. This is a show of force from your Georgia delegation because there has been a show of force from this community in the past number of years advocating for this legislation. This legislation would immediately redesignate the current footprint of the National Historical Park as America's 64th National Park. It offers a path to full co-management for our friends at the Muskogee Creek Nation, not just in cultural interpretation of some of their most sacred sites, but in the land and species management in the Okmulgee corridor as well. It offers a path to create a national preserve out of Bond Swamp National Wildlife Refuge and the environs surrounding Robbins Air Force Base so that we can protect against encroachment, stabilizing and supporting future missions at Robbins Air Force Base. It specifically bans the use of eminent domain and allows the state of Georgia to be the prime land managers of state-owned land in the corridor. It is supported by the Air Force Base. It is supported by your Chamber of Commerce. It is supported by your state Chamber of Commerce, the Intertribal Council, which consists of the Creek Nation, the Cherokee Nation, the Choctaw Nation, the Chickasaw Nation, and the Seminole Nation. Georgia Department of Natural Resources has approved and supports the hunting and fishing language, and I could go on and on and on about how many partners are in this project to get this done. The legislation that we are about to vote on urges Congress to get this done now. We have been working on this for 90 years, and the 118th Congress is the time to do it. And I believe that with a show of unity from this body, that will help them get through the hearing process smoothly, and also know that we will not be the only municipality sending urging resolutions to Congress. And finally, I'll say that this urging resolution will be transmitted to the President of the United States, the Secretary of Interior, Chief David Hill, and Second Chief Beaver of the Muskogee Creek Nation, the chairman and ranking members of the Natural Resources Committees in the House and the Senate, and your Georgia delegation. So thank y'all for your support, and I think it is an incredibly historic statement that we are all speaking in this in one voice. So thank you, and I look forward to this getting transmitted and getting done this year.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Clark, and thank you for that motion, and we'll take an entire second for all the other commissioners. So we have a motion and second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. We have no need to go into executive session, but we do have some public comments on non-agenda items. So we've got, I think, 3 people signed up to speak tonight. Going to start out with Ms. Gwen Westbrook. Ms. Westbrook, good to see you tonight. Ms. Westbrook would like to speak on the Board of Elections and ADA. And you've got 5 minutes to speak if you choose so, Ms. Westbrook, and your time begins the moment you talk.
Good evening,
Good evening.
to our mayor and governing bodies, commissioners. I just wanted to come here and speak today, and because everyone knows the position of the NAACP when it comes to the voting rights of any persons. And so our concern is that we received information, and it's not just the NAACP, it's the People's Agenda, another organization that has come together to make sure that the rights of the people are protected. And we've had some concerns with the ballots being in the wrong, people voting in actually the ballots being in the wrong districts. And so it started out with District 6 and District 9, now it's Hazard, Howard, and Warrior 1, and then District 2 and 4 that we've had some issues with the ballots not being correct. That was brought to my attention today. And so we are very concerned about this. As I stated yesterday, when people vote in the wrong, with the wrong ballot in the wrong precinct, those votes are not counted, and people cannot re-vote. And so that's a concern that we have that many districts that ballots they're incorrect, that they're having problems with. Voters are disenfranchised, and that's not fair to them. People may say that they, you know, they go into the poll, they should know who they vote for, but when they depend on the ballots being correct when they do go in to vote. The other issue is that last year, myself, some of the other NAACP members, and if Ms. Lucas don't mind me calling her name, we took a tour of the mall, and we made some recommendations with the mall because of Americans with Disabilities, the Americans with Disability Act, because with the government, and I'm addressing it because I really don't know who owns the Board of Election or who governs the Board of Election. So I was told, well, I actually read and saw the Senate Bill 227, and so that's why I'm addressing this, Bibb County government. So there are concerns when we've had people that have been poll monitoring since day one. When we see people go in and not able to drop their absentee ballot off because they say that it's too far for them to walk and they get back in their car and they leave, that's a concern because they're supposed to be accessible and handicap accessibility is supposed to be available. When we have people that, even myself, I have a handicap decap, I can't walk that far. I have to stop and sit and rest before I can get to the Board of Elections. That is a concern because they told us that carts were going to be put there. Now, I don't have anything against the amphitheater because if somebody comes here that I like, I'm going to be sitting out there too. But we have AVP car that are taking people back and forth to the cars and to the amphitheater, and we need to do the same thing for
No,
the
ma'am,
voters.
I just want to clear that up real quick. There's nobody taking anybody back and forth to the amphitheater. That's a misstatement.
Well,
Go ahead, continue.
Well, they're there and they're riding in the community.
They're
They're county
patrolling.
government.
They're patrolling people breaking in the car.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the point is that we address that issue, and it has not been done. The distance is too far for people to walk. There's no signage even at the mall saying that the Board of Elections is in the mall. All the signage says government offices. When people come in, they're going to the area where it says Bibb County Courthouse. That's where people are actually going to vote, and that's the wrong area. It's a sign out there, but it's in between both areas, so people really don't know where to go in to vote. So we're sitting there and we're watching this because I have people watching. So handicap accessibility has to be a must. The Board of Elections right now in the mall is in violation of ADA. I'm just asking for you all to correct that because I'm having to take pictures for our attorneys, and they are actually looking into this because it should have been done before the Board of Elections even opened. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wetbrook. We also have Ms. Lydia Meredith. Ms. Meredith, thank you for being back tonight. You want to talk about blight and crime?
I have good news to report tonight, commissioners and Honorable Mayor Miller. When something good happens, you need to come back and say thank you. And I have noticed significant improvement in properties on my street in terms of complying with housing code regulations. I was leaving this afternoon and saw police presence. They were doing policing at Cherokee Heights Plaza. And what I want to do is to say thank you. Thank you for doing that. And studies show that there is a direct correlation between police presence and a reduction in crime. I remember growing up with my 10 brothers and sisters, and after the end of the prayer, my father would say, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. And at the end of the devotion, he would always say, we have done what God has commanded, and yet there is room. So yes, this commission has heard my pleas and my cries, and thank you. And yet there's room. God bless you tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Ms. Meredith. Our final speaker tonight is Ms. Shakita Maxwell. Ms. Shakita Maxwell, good to see you tonight. She also wants to speak on election. You have 5 minutes to speak, ma'am.
During one of these chastisements, it is declared, but let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like ever-flowing streams. God wanted his chosen people to obey him, ruling justly and behaving righteously. Stop living as hypocrites and idolaters and return to him. We must return the sanctity of the vote back to the people. There should be no disenfranchisement of anyone who wants to vote. The signage is wrong, it's pointed to the wrong place. We have ATVs escorting people or getting them to their cars for the amphitheater, but not performing the same courtesy to get them to vote. Most of the elderly who are coming there can't even walk the distance of the parking lot. They have nowhere to go. Handicap parking is not accessible. And that's just not for black voters. That's for white, Indian, all Maconites. I sit there and watch them because I'm there every day, pointing them to the right direction to get to the doors. There's no signage out there letting them know. So by the time they're out of breath when they get there to the doors, no one's there to give them any relief. The Board of Elections and the Superior Court was done backwards. No one put any thought into what needs to be done. Because you know what? It appears like no one cares. But I care. I care about the vote. I care about Macon-Bibb County. I care about people having the right to vote and having the right for their appearance to be recognized, because that's what the ballot does. A vote says that I matter, you matter, everything in our community matters. So when we have stumbling blocks in place where people can't vote, that's a problem. District 6, George Thomas was not even on the ballot to vote for himself. That's the problem. District 9, Renata Scott, she couldn't vote for herself because she was placed in District 6, and she's running as a candidate for District 9. Everyone has the right to be a candidate, but everybody should have the right to a free access to vote. We need to fix this. The Board of Election needs to move immediately. Transfer it up to the Court of Superior Annex. Whatever needs to be done. So everybody in Macon-Bibb County has the accessibility to get their right to vote for whatever candidate they would like to vote for. But this needs to be fixed immediately. We can do it tonight if it need be. But the thing about it is, everyone wants to vote, and everyone should have the right to vote. That accessibility should not be eroded because we did not do good pre-planning on our behalf. That's on the behalf of Macon-Bibb County, because you are the commissioners over the election board. You guys make the decision for all Macon-Bibb County because you represent everyone in your district. And your district should be able to vote fairly for you, by you, and through you. But most of all, by themselves. And for those little slight comments you said you didn't want to say what you wanted to say, I'll say it for you. Vote Maxwell for mayor, Macon-Bibb County.
Thank you. I believe that concludes all of our visitors tonight speaking. We thank everybody for being here tonight, especially thank the mental health awareness, because we truly do have some mental health issues in Macon-Bibb County that we're addressing. So with that, our next meeting is on the 14th. That will be a day meeting. We will have a budget presentation on that day and probably one or two other items. And then we will meet again in June. We will not be meeting on May the 21st as an election day. So we'll have a committee of the whole meeting on the 14th, and we'll see you back in June. This meeting is hereby adjourned. Oh, do you have your light on? Commissioner Lucas, you may speak.
Yeah. I just want to take a minute and thank those who support the Al Lucas Memorial Scholarships. On last Tuesday evening at the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, we had the annual Memorial Awards program. And I think most of you probably have supported it in the past, and many of you supported it this year. Mayor Miller was there and made remarks congratulating the scholar athletes. We do this each year as a family and through the Community Foundation because Al Lucas, my son, passed away 19 years ago. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's been 19 years. He passed away, suffered a spinal cord injury in a professional football game, and passed away. Since that time, we have worked very hard to try and spotlight what he believed in, and that is that young people need a hand up from time to time so that they can reach their potential. And we try to do that every year in his honor by recognizing, first of all, good scholars, recognizing folks that are good athletes, and they have to be involved in the community, making it better. So I want to thank all those. I want to congratulate those student athletes who received the awards and the scholarship checks, but I also want to thank all of you who continue to support. And next year will be a major fundraising year for us, year number 20, since Al passed away, and we want to refresh that scholarship fund, which will be in place forever. There's enough funding in there, but we want to make sure. We want to be sure of it. So we thank those who gave, and those who have contributions that you'd like to make, you can make them through the Community Foundation for the Al Lucas Memorial Scholarships. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas, and thank you for all that you do to continue to give back to our school students. I know that they're great. We appreciate that, and it's always a need to continue the funding because these educational loans continue to increase and the prices to go to school continue to increase. So this does conclude our meeting today. We'll see you back on the 14th for our committee of the whole, and we'll not have a regular meeting again until June. Thank you.